All right, welcome everyone to today's live stream. It's Monday the 29th. It's the not the last day of the month. Tomorrow is the last day of the month, but yeah, it's exciting times here. How are you doing, Ayush? How's your weekend been? And everyone watching, how's your weekend been? Let me know in the comment section.
It's been really nice, and the longest summer of my life is coming to an end. It is raining, so it's really cool and chill today. Enjoying the monsoon finally, and much focus on the charts. No more sweating for no reason.
Nice. Yeah, there's as you can hear in the background, we're doing some renovations here at home, so there's it's going to be most likely going to be a lot of sound here in the background. So if I go mute, you guys know why, and if there's too much noise, you just let me know. And there's a super hot weather around Europe. Like how warm? I mean, people complain here that it gets warm, but I mean, you're in India. You know, when it gets like 29 here, people start crying, you know?
It's 40.
Like, what? 40? Holy shit. Like, if fuck, man, 40? That's insane. If it would be 40 here, people would just be, it would be an apocalypse movie.
Yeah.
It would be like zombies. People would be like lying in the streets, you know?
Normal
40.
is
Like, I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna tell them if they complain. So like, but you know, Ayush, he lives in India. They got 40 degrees. You know, that's gonna give some perspective of things.
I mean, the 40 is normal, 55 is extreme.
Yeah, 55 is extreme. You can like 55. You can like slow cook an egg at 55, probably. You know.
Yeah.
I bet if you let a car sit outside in the sun in 55, it can probably cook an egg on the hood of that car.
I mean, a lot of car get burned if there is some glassy, thing in the car. So a lot of incident happens in the metro cities. Yeah.
I remember a couple of years ago when there was like some insane heat wave, and I think it hit India, and I saw videos from India, people walking on the asphalt, the tarmac, and it melted, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. Speaking of melting, something else that is absolutely melting or did over last week, well, crypto is not looking great. What are you thinking here, Ayush? Are we you guys hear that?
Yeah. About Bitcoin on the high time frame, because it is just in a very bad range, but we did took out the previous swing low, and I feel on the weekly let's go on. There's nothing much on the weekly, but on daily I can see that we are respecting the same area of rejection at 59.11. Price is not able to close lower, and currently prices has closed above this rejection area on the daily time frame. So I feel the price can go till 60,900, where I see the resistance on the daily time frame, and we can continue much lower from there, I guess. So not bullish. We are just getting a small counter pullback and then continue lower. So that's my view on the Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're probably gonna get let me see here if I can pull up my screen here. I'm gonna remove some. So I've been working over the weekend. I've been doing some work here, and I've modified some of the analysis I do is centered around very specific ways of analyzing the market. So I've created indicators used specifically for what I'm doing. It's quite simplistic stuff, but I have a pretty cool indicator here where I've combined the Bollinger Bands and the Kelton channel and created my own squeeze indicator here. So you can see here that if I go into settings here, I have the Bollinger Bands here, right? And then I have the Kelton channel as the red one. And as you guys know, there's something called the I think it's the TTM squeeze, where where price is within the Bollinger Bands and within the Kelton channel, and the Kelton channel is within the Bollinger Bands, right? That creates a squeeze, and then it's color coded with yellow being the beginning of the squeeze, orange being more of a squeeze, and then red being like very tight, right? And it's a measure of volatility, right? And then you see the crosses here is when a squeeze has fired, when basically there's a squeeze and then there's a potential of an expansion. And I believe we're going to get an expansion right here now as well on that one. So what I use this indicator for is simply I remove the Bollinger Bands and I remove the Kelton channel, and I only really want to know when is price within a very tight squeeze, right? Because I know that when volatility is compressed, you usually have a volatility expansion. And very, very simple stuff. Just add the Kelton channel and the Bollinger Bands to chart, and you can see when that happens. Now, another thing we have here is the RSI. So I created a modified RSI here. It basically strips down the RSI, and I'm only looking at the things I'm using the RSI for. I don't have any oversold or overbought on this. I'm only really looking at divergences. And what we have here on the RSI on the daily is actually a pretty solid divergence between price, where we have lower lows on price and we have lower highs on RSI, creating a bullish divergence. And what we can see here as well on the, let's say this is the, I have an indicator here where we can select if we want to use the AD line, OBV, or use raw volume. So I can switch between them, and we can look at, first of all, we look at the accumulation distribution line, and we can see that it's obviously relatively bearish here. So and switch to the OBV line, also bearish. And then we're looking at, if we look at raw volume, that does not look right. I need to work on that, but I'm only really using it as the accumulation distribution line anyway. So if we combine the RSI and then volume, now what I would want to see here for this bullish divergence to play out is for these highs here to break. So I want to see some type of higher high. We are starting to see our first, sometimes you have to zoom in on the accumulation distribution line and add it to, sometimes I use the log scale. When we're zooming out like this, we don't really need that. But what we're doing here is we're actually creating our first, our first higher low right here on the volume. And then if we can break above that high, we have a break of structure on the accumulation distribution line, which then creates a range here on the accumulation distribution line. So what we can do is we can add an alert on this this trend line. This is just a horizontal line, but it's basically just a quick tip, by the way, for the viewers. This is the trend line in TradingView, but if you hold shift, it stays as a horizontal line, which is very useful sometimes. And we right click that one, and we're going to add an alert on the trend line. Okay, so what we want here is we want to go in, we want to add so this indicator, the accumulation distribution line, is I think is this the source line, or is it volume? I think it should be that one. Okay, so let's just add an alert right above that line, like that. It's on the linear scale, so we need, okay. Good. Yes, add anyway. So we have just an alert if it kind of breaks above that range. Okay, so that's that, and then we can add this indicator just has the moving averages that I'm watching. So as we can see here, on a lot of the downtrends and a lot of the uptrends on the daily, price likes to stay above or below the 20 EMA in the daily and use it as either support or resistance. So what I would want to see here for a bigger move on Bitcoin to the upside, which I think is highly likely. And as you guys know, throughout all of these live streams, we talk about Bitcoin and we talk about the fact that Bitcoin usually trends up in a bear market, which sounds weird, but most of the price action, if you start from here to here, you will see that most of the price action time-wise will be a local uptrend. It's a down move because there's very impulsive moves to the downside that happens in a short span of time. It's very rare for Bitcoin to have a move like this, consolidation, and then another move down to the downside, unless it's like a capitulation event. And I believe those types of events happens closer to the bottom. I don't think we're close to the bottom. So I think we're going to start trading perhaps more to the upside here. So there's a couple of things here I'm looking for on confirmation, and you can actually see right now that while we started printing this line right here, the accumulation distribution line is actually getting above that level right now. But we need, and that's because of the fact that this daily candle is such a strong candle, right? We need this daily candle to close above this high to really confirm it on a closing basis. But that would be my first idea of going long on Bitcoin. So that's on the daily. Now on the 4 hour, we want to see a double bottom formation. We want to see a double U structure where the right leg is slightly higher than the left leg, and we want that right leg to preferably be in the reload zone as well. If we get that, I will make a short out of this and I will be famous. Okay, so what we have right here is a sort of a double bottom structure, right? That's the double structure. The right leg is higher than the left one. Now, is it in the reload zone? Of course it's in the reload zone. Otherwise, I'm going to look like an idiot. Yeah, right there. So the wicks are hitting the midpoint of the reload zone perfectly. Now, for those of you who have been following this channel for a while, and maybe you're following me, you know that this is one of the cleanest structure. You can also see on the BB squeeze indicator that we're now getting a squeeze here in the red. This doesn't happen very often. Last time it happened was on the last of May when we had that drop right here. So we have a volatility squeeze. Now what happens after a volatility squeeze is a volatility expansion. Happens all the time. If it doesn't happen, then the market is dead. Bitcoin is dead, and it's not dead. So we're gonna get a volatility expansion. Gonna get a huge volatility expansion most likely, and the setup is very clear. We go long in the break and retest of that level. We get the stops below the right leg of the W, and if we wanna trade this according to the so-called rules of this pattern, we want to take it from the low to the high of the neckline, and then we double that to the upside. And we add it right here. That's the target of the W pattern. Another way you can do this is to look at the short reload zone of this latest down move from the high to the low. And as you can see, the measured move of this W pattern almost perfectly aligns with the midpoint of that reload zone. So for an intraday perspective, this is the target based on a 4 hour. But if you're trading this intraday, you probably want to go lower into the 1 hour. And what I would do here is I would look at this as being the entry. Sorry for the sound here in the background. And then I would probably put my stop somewhere around here. So that's the trade that I'm looking at on Bitcoin. It's not often that I'm going long in an asset that is a primary downtrend, but in this case, there's a lot of things aligning here. We have the bullish divergences, we have volume, and a lot of things just speaks volume at this to go long at this level. All right, that's me. 15 minutes of going through this, and you didn't have to say a word, Ayush.
I was listening. I was
You're getting paid. You're getting paid to listen to me. How wonderful is your life?
Come on. I was understanding the analysis and the reload zone and stuff. It's interesting. The same thing I use, but it's with the pairs and correlation and stuff. So when you said that you redesign RSI, so what kind of redesign is that? Because I'm not really using RSI and I don't know what redesign is. Can we redesign an indicator?
So it's mostly just redesigned in the way where I've tried to make it visually more about the divergences and not the I can add the, I mean, it's a very, very subtle difference, but if we add the original RSI, you can see that you get the original one down here, and it has a lot of levels. So simply what I've done is I've removed the moving averages, I've removed the oversold and overbought levels, because when you look at this RSI, your eyes naturally get drawn to that high and that low. But it's tricking you. It makes no sense. The fact that it's oversold here and it's overbought here is, it doesn't make any sense. Like it doesn't work like that. This here, for example, when I see that, I see a high momentum move. I see, for example, a extreme in RSI might signal a new trending move, right? So what I've done is I've stripped it down. I've removed everything that is not useful, and I've also added some like divergences here to be able to automatically find the divergences. I still need to work a little bit on it because obviously it's not picking up this bullish divergence that we have here. It's picking up some of them, like that's bullish confirmation. Yeah, so the divergences lines are not perfect, but I don't really use them a lot, because I'm more interested in just visually looking at it. So I'm just trying to make it as clean as possible.
So it's a better version of RSI just to remove the noise from the one which we have on the.
Yeah, and you can do this with a normal indicator as well. You just go in and remove everything. The issue with that is sometimes I add the RSI and then I modify it, and then I remove it and I need to modify it again when I add it. So I thought, okay, let's just create my own that I have saved, and it's always going to be there. I haven't opened the chat yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and log into YouTube and get that up. We've just recently hit 1,800 subscribers, so thank you so much for that. Almost at that 2,000 subscribers.
We have Hazy Sunlight saying blown an account today, and with a sad emoji. You can't be sad if you have not gathered enough data from their account. There is no reason to be sad because you have a new data to not repeat in the next account. But if you have no data, then you can be sad for today and buy an account tomorrow.
What happened on the let me know what happened. I want to know why you lost that account. Let's talk about it. I think it's important, and it's also, interesting discussion. So let me know what happened on why you lost that account.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna talk a little bit on PAX-G today, which is GC and the AXE pair, which is very famous everywhere, and also working on a video where I'm gonna combine every single thing which normally traders use So I'm going to combine market structure, normal time-based volume, and volume profile with a very stupid, easy way, which you can use it with ICT. So it's like adding an extra layer of confirmation, which makes sense. So it will be really hard for you guys to ignore that video, and I bet on it, because the script is ready and everything is really flowing good. So it will be out soon. I'm working on it, and I will share a little bit of spice way that what is it and how it can help. Because you guys have seen a lot of traders on the internet using this volume profile, and you guys have seen that their chart looks something like this. Let me remove my candle, and it will look something like this with a lot of volume profile. To be honest, even I don't know what that is and how they use this stuff, because I like to use it with the candle and stuff. So it is like look, I'm not saying it's the worst way, but I'm saying that a normal human, if anyone will look at that type of a theme they have created in the order flow area in terms of strategy, that looks really confusing to me and many traders. So just adding a little bit sense that if you apply some tools in the chart does not make you superhuman, because at the end of the day you are trading same thing, and we'll use the fair value gaps and the IFVGs in the right way. I know still it does not make any sense, but soon it will give you guys enough understanding that the gaps and stuff is all based the market structure and volume. So slowly it's a way to erase that dirt from your mind that every single FVG is going to give you a trade. But that is not true. Not every FVG is going to work. So what we'll do, slowly I will share that how you can remove that dirt from your mind and actually see the real key areas using FVGs, and slowly you by yourself will remove it from your book without knowing. So that's my idea, and it's almost done. That will be on the YouTube channel maybe in this month. I guess Jonathan knows more about it, but I'm assuming it will be out this month.
Yes, it's well, I don't know about this month, but this week probably. Because the month is over in 2 days.
Oh yeah.
So I can't promise that, but definitely this week. I'm looking forward to that. I'm I'm not a huge fan of ICT, but I mean I don't care. It's the fair value gaps is an interesting concept. It's a concept that works.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely interested
the thing is,
in that.
People have really misconception about the things they use about ICT. So instead of showing them that what they're doing is wrong, just diverting them towards real key levels which actually works in market, than just guessing at every single gap they have in between candles. It's a very stupid way to approach towards the key levels and stuff, which really ruins traders' mindset and demotivates them. And that's what really will never help anyone to become a good trader. If you think that you're gonna do great stuff just using FVGs, I know there are a lot of traders in the industry doing great with these fair value gaps, but believe me, they have a lot of data stored. They have a lot of experience with the gaps and stuff. That's why they say that, okay, FVG, I make using FVG. No, they have data. They have experience using that gap at specific areas. But the thing is, they should highlight it that I use fair value gaps at specific area. Not every FVG is FVG for me. That's what I'm going to clarify with volume profile, and slowly we will erase that dirt, and you guys will have clear direction. And this kind of stuff only happens at Tradeify Crypto live stream and the Tradeify Crypto YouTube channel. You don't need any other video. That's my promise about the key levels and stuff in just price action.
Nice. I love that. Looking forward to that video. Bitcoin had a big move. Oh man, this sound, man. This sound. Bitcoin had a big move here on the, if you go to the 1 minute, you can see that, or maybe in the 15 or 5 minute, big movement here on Bitcoin. Not really sure what happened on here. This was at 2 my time, top of the hour. This is, do we have anything happening right here? We have, I think we have White House speaking right now. Scott Bessent is speaking. We also had a tweet coming out from Trump saying that Iran has requested a meeting. It's going to take place tomorrow in Doha. Although Iran says no, we do not have a scheduled meeting. Maybe they should talk to each other without, like, maybe they should set up a Google account and have a Google calendar and say, like, okay, we schedule a meeting on Tuesday. This is the time. Here's the Google Meet link. Instead of just, Trump goes out on Truth Social, and then Iran goes out to their media, and they're like kids. Like, we're not going to talk to each other, but we talk through these two news channels. They need a personal assistant. I think that's what Trump needs. And the Iranians, they probably need someone too, someone to take care of them and help them schedule these meetings. They are very, very bad. Very bad. So is there going to be a meeting tomorrow? Who knows? They say that we're going to have a peace, and then they bombed each other. Maybe.
And I think before the stream, there was some notification from the financial Jews that they are looking for a meet in some place, and like that's what gave a bump in the gold and stuff. I don't know what they'll do with that meeting, but that created some bricks in the gold and gold. Yeah, I think before 30
we do
minutes.
have some movements here in the markets, and it could be because of that. But I think for today, it's I'm gonna have my eyes on this level right here. I'm gonna be setting an alert right here. Gotta remove that log scale before I set the alert. So that's the alert that I have here on Bitcoin, and that's what I'm watching for the day on that. It's obviously,
yeah, we can hear that.
Yeah. 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 They're building a, what is it called? It's not a balcony on floor level. What's that called in English?
Roman on you.
Roman balcony, but on. Okay, we need to. He says we need to buy a dictionary. Okay, okay, well then, if you're not gonna help me, I'm just gonna ask my assistant. What is it called when you have a balcony, but it's on like floor level, like leveled on the ground? Leveled as level, is it gonna go? Oh, that's a broken thing. An elevated outdoor platform at ground level is typically called a terrace. That's what they're building. They're building a terrace, or patio, or deck, or veranda. That's a great name. Patio. Okay, so I can lay out there. I can lay all naked and sunbathe while trading. I'm not gonna do it naked.
I just got excited.
You get excited? Oh fuck, man, Ayush. This is not that type of live stream. Oh my god. Well.
Oh, we have Giles saying in the chat 200 more for 2K subscribers. And if we hit 200, imagine like next new month, new target, and we'll do a lot of giveaway at the 2,000 subscribers. So we need 200 only. Please make sure to subscribe, and let's end this month with good number and start another one with good target and new giveaways.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we got Bitcoin here. We're having a rejection at that resistance. It's not a breakout until it's actually a breakout. We can't we can't. It looks like, oh god damn it! Can I'm gonna take a break because I know they're doing something right now. They're gonna be like, I'm gonna be back in 5 minutes. Okay?
Yeah. All right. So yeah, so you guys are looking at my chart, and I'm looking for some sort of setup on the gold. But let's go through some setups today. And I'm reading chats. Hazy Sunlight is saying, "Oh shit, my excitement just crashed like my equity curve. What happened?" Yeah. So Luna, let's the beat go on. Yeah, exactly. So looking at the PAX G chart, I'm just going, okay, the volume profile is not at the perfect candle. Okay, now it is. So had a really good, shot today on PAX, on GC, whatever you call it. And this at this level on the 4082, we had a lot of liquidity, or maybe you can say a lot of orders, red zone, and the book map. And for the book map, I'm preparing something which will be out maybe after next week. So every single day, I'm going to align this support and resistance with the liquidity and stuff to understand proper key levels. Okay. So this was the short I entered in this. Oh, this is a black VWAP. That's why you guys can't see it. Let me make it. Change the color to green. Apply. And it is visible. No, it is not. It is not. Let me change it to white. Okay. So I saw price going higher and really struggling to range. And you know what type of market creates when it starts ranging? So I was like here, and I was like, okay, we made a new higher high. Price might take out this high. I was expecting the bull move because this candle had good bull volume. There was a lot of volume in this candle, but still price was not going higher. So let me mark this area where I saw bulls trying a lot to push price higher. I don't know, it looks, is it visible on my chart? Let me zoom in. Let me see in the YouTube. Yeah, it is. So whenever we have price stuck at a level and a lot of volume is coming in, but still price is not closing higher, we can assume, even without using any liquidation tool, that there is a passive traders trading at limit orders at that area. Every volume of buyers is getting absorbed. So when I see higher volume in low volume node and no movement, or maybe no new higher high in the market, that indicates that the buyers are getting absorbed and there is not much enough power to, like, buyers are not that strong in that area to push price higher. That's why sellers are taking control. So the passive sellers are winning this bait here at the price of 4080. If some of you are using the heat map, you can check at this time 350, and you will see a really clean area where you will see a lot of limit order placed at this price level. So this rejected bull candle have a lot of bulls coming in, but still price closed below. So this was the best area to go short in. But what I did is I waited and was waiting for price to make a lower low, or maybe close below this daily VWAP. So it's like very easy for me going long above the VWAP, going short below the VWAP. It's not always the case. It's not that easy. It sounds very easy, but that's not really easy. That does not always align with kind of model I have. Sometimes I will go long if the price is below the VWAP. So that all depends on the market structure. We have robots saying I need a door so I can open it to let the cake in. And I'm not. I don't know what this guy is up to. Hello, Zami. We have Mod in the live stream.
Door
Welcome.
Is a kind of giveaway joke from the London stream. So the bot. Only bot knows about this. Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I can't get the humor.
Yeah, I think Nick tried to do a giveaway with a door, not with a account, but with a door.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
It's crazy giveaway happening in the future area.
All right. Okay. I actually need to check out a forex trade. I know we don't trade forex here. This is not a forex trading channel, but I have something going on here on GBP USD. As you guys know, I'm trading all markets. I'm trading forex, I'm trading crypto, and I'm trading the indices as well. And it's had an alert now when I went away. So in 23 minutes, we have a 4-hour candle closing above this level. Now we have a nice reclaim of the 50% level here on the RSI here on the 4-hour. And as you guys know, when RSI reclaims to 50% and then holds that 50 and start trending higher, that's usually a bullish move. Now, one thing that's lacking here on looking at volume is there's not. I would have wanted to see the accumulation distribution line a little bit higher here, and the type of analysis I'm doing here on GBP USD is basically the exact same analysis done on Bitcoin before, right? So I don't really like the fact that now, of course, as you can see here, the forex market in terms of volume works a little bit different because it's decentralized. So the volume that I'm seeing here is just volume from one exchange, and that's not always representative of all the volume traded globally on GBP USD. And you can also see that the volume spikes are concentrated around this time, around 3 or 4 my time. The volume spikes, that's most likely because at 3 or 4 some big businesses, I don't know, like something happens at that time, probably the most actively traded session with GBP USD. So that obviously comes in a little bit later, and if we see a volume spike around that time that is higher than what we had at previous times, then that would be a good thing, right? Now, what we can do is we can look at, okay, what time is it right now? It's around 2. So we put 2 on Friday at 2. We were trading here. And then Thursday at 2, we were trading here. And then what we can actually compare volume at those times, which is more representative. And you can see that the 1-hour candle at 2 on Thursday was the biggest, Friday smaller, and today is even smaller, but we have 20 minutes left on that one. So looking at volume that way, volume is not confirming this breakout. Accumulation distribution is not confirming this breakout either. So I'm going to be monitoring that one. Okay, I just had to check that because, as you know, as a trader, things happen. You get alerts, and you have to check it. Now, if you look at Bitcoin, okay, so we have a clear rejection here on Bitcoin. A clear rejection on Bitcoin, but we do have some nice development here on the, let's see, accumulation distribution here. No breakout here on Bitcoin. What about Ethereum? Because Ethereum is showing the same type of pattern here, where we have a bullish divergence with the equal lows and the higher lows on RSI. The accumulation distribution indicator is still signaling a lot of weakness on the daily, but I do think that there is a possibility of seeing a move up into the 1,800 level for Ethereum. And there's a very clear setup here on Ethereum as well, and the risk to reward here is relatively high. What I would do in this case is I would put a horizontal level right here, and I would then look for a break and retest of this level. So a reclaim of the 20 and maybe also the 50 EMA on the 4 hour. I would then go long on the retest of this level. We have our stops down here, and then TP would be at these highs at 1,766 for a 2.8 hour trade. What I would do is, because this trade is basically the same setup as on Bitcoin, but it has higher risk to reward. So if I were risking 1% on this trade, actually has pretty much the same risk to reward, but I'm going to take both of these trades because there is a small chance that only one of them will turn out a winner. So I would be risking, if I would be risking 1% on this Bitcoin trade, then I would split it up, risk 0.5% on this one and 0.5% on the Ethereum trade. So yeah, that's what I'm watching on Ethereum.
It is actually stronger than Bitcoin, so chances are high that it will take your profit first than Bitcoin.
Yeah, it seems like the more volatile option.
Yeah, because Ethereum failed to take out the previous swing low on the higher time frame, but Bitcoin did.
Yeah, that's right, it did.
Oh, and Bitcoin is getting more worse on the 4-hour time frame. Back in the range.
Yep.
So we have the answer to the question, Jonathan. Hazy Sunlight is saying the data I get from blown accounts is 80% of the losing trades were there because I exited before SL getting hit, and that's the only problem. And again, he says most of the losing trades could have been break even or in profit. I don't know why, I just can't let it move. I think we should try.
I think okay, so I guess there is now again I'm not an expert at trading psychology, but I do know a thing or two. And then we have, of course, from the experience of trading all these years, you kind of have to look at your own perspective and understand why. Because obviously I've done the same mistake. And for me, it's very important to understand what triggers that decision, right? Because it's a mental error. It's not a technical error. I mean, if you say that if you follow your system, then you would be at break even or in profit. So there's nothing wrong with your system. It's just that you're making mental errors that are disconnected from the trading system. So if you're exiting before the stop loss gets hit, you are exiting because of fear that the stop loss is going to get hit. So I might as well close the trade before that to save me some of that loss. But you have to understand that trading is a game of probabilities, right? And you have to view each individual trade as a completely random occurrence, right? And the next trade has nothing to do with the previous trade. But then if you take all your trades, you take maybe 200 trades, you're going to see a pattern, right? But that pattern is only visible after a couple of hundreds of trades. So when you're taking the next trade, all you really have to do is enter the trade, put in your stop loss, and put in that TP, and know that if I exit before the stop loss gets hit, I'm not trading my system, I'm trading another system, right? But you probably already know this. So then you have to ask yourself, what causes that fear, right? Maybe you're watching the P&L and you're thinking, oh, it's the loss is a little bit too big. If I have 2 or 3 more of these losses, I'll lose the account. Or maybe just if I have this one loss, I will lose the account. What you'll have to do in that case is to lower your risk per trade significantly so that you don't care if you lose the trade or not. Now, the boring part of that is you're not going to pass your evaluation as quickly. You're not going to get payouts as quickly. But that's what trading is all about. Trading is not about making money, okay? And you might understand that and say, okay, well, if trading is not about making money, then why are we trading? Trading is about wealth management and risk management, right? If I give you $100,000 and I tell you, please manage this money to make sure that I keep the wealth when you're accounting for inflation, right? So I want to make sure that you grow this account more than what inflation eats of this account, so that over time I increase my wealth and I don't let inflation just dilute my capital. That's what trading is all about. That's what portfolio management and capital preservation is all about. And you have to treat your trading in the same way. So you have to have a risk-first mindset if you want to be successful in trading. And I gotta admit, like, I'm working in the prop firm industry, and the prop firm industry has given traders a specific view on trading, and there's different ways of trading now. Like before prop firms, before funding firms, the only way to trade was to manage your risk. The only way to trade was to preserve your capital, because you only had your capital, and when that was gone, you can't buy a new account. Okay, you have 1 million. When you blow that 1 million, you're broke. Now with prop firms, you can buy a $100,000 account. You can blow that, and then you can buy another $100,000 account. So there's different ways of trading, and you kind of have to understand that either you get one account and you hold on to that account with very good risk management, and you make sure that you're long-term consistently profitable with that one account. Now, that is the best way to trade, and that's the way where I believe you're going to get very good payouts without having to spend a lot of money on buying new accounts. Or there's another way of trading where you simply say, I'm just going to be buying an account, and then I'm just going to be trading that account, and if I lose it, I'll just buy a new account. Okay? So you don't respect your capital and you don't respect your account as much, right? But that approach, you need to understand you're gonna be buying a lot of elevations to get that payout. Okay, so either number one, you choose a path where it's like the professional trader's mindset, where you spend a little amount on evaluations and make big payouts long term. It's not going to be as fun, it's not going to be as sexy, but with time you'll be a great trader and you'll make a lot of money. Or you go down the route where it's like, okay, let's just spend a lot of money on evaluation and then get some payouts, right? So first, decide on what type of trader you are in this new world of trading. And then if you decide to be a long-term consistently trader, you got to think like the account that you have, you're not supposed to lose that account, you know?
Treat that as your live account, maybe. It will help you.
Yeah.
I mean, even today, the longest I take to pass my evaluation in futures trading gold is 15 days. I pass an account in 15 days. It's an entire month just to maintain my ROI in terms of evaluation and payout. And
I gotta admit, guys, like I have different ways of trading. I'm like my top priority, my number one priority is I'm a portfolio manager, right? I have my long-term portfolio, which is relatively big. I make good money on that, but I take maybe 5 to 10 trades a year on that one, right? I just follow the general risk sentiment and the primary trends in global markets. Bitcoin is part of that portfolio, right? But I've been net short Bitcoin since the end of last year, right? And then I have my active trading, and so you could say that I have 3 types of trading portfolios. The first one is my long-term portfolio, and then number 2 is my swing trading, more active trading, and number 3 is my prop firm trading. And my prop firm trading that's where I have fun, right? I buy an account, and then I do the things on the prop account that I can't do on my personal account, because if I would do that on my personal account, I'd be broke. So I treat prop firms a little bit like I'm having fun, maybe gambling a bit, but I know that, okay, I buy an account for $100, okay? I'm paying $100 to experiment, have some fun, and get some of that adrenaline and some of that dopamine from scalping and doing stupid shit. And I can't get that dopamine kick from a demo account. I need to lose money to feed that degenerate within me. And if I do that in my long-term holdings, I'm gonna go broke, you know? So it's you have to trade it for what it is, and you have to decide on, am I gonna stick with my system? Am I gonna be disciplined here trading these prop firms, or am I just gonna have some fun? And if you decide that you're gonna have some fun, at least make sure that you learn from something from it, you know? And I've learned a lot from trading prop firms.
Yeah. He's saying I don't hurry, I take my time, but I just stare at the numbers moving instead of candles. So you're more towards like money-driven approach towards trading, not the process. What like the best?
It sounds
thing?
like you're not trading. I mean, you sounds like you're not trading.
Yeah.
That's not trading. That's, you know, it sounds like you're in the market for the wrong reasons. So you have to have the conversation with yourself, like, what are you actually doing? Are you trading or are you gambling? You know, are you in this game because you like the excitement, because you like the dopamine kicks, because you like the adrenaline? Then you're not trading. You're just a risk seeker and someone who is taking on big risk to feel something, right? That's a real thing, right? That's a real thing. And you have to then understand that if that's what you're doing, then you're not trading. You're just having fun, okay? And with that approach, you're not going to be here in 5 to 10 years, you know? You know, my reason for being in the markets is, first of all, I'm obsessed, right? Yeah, man, Luna, I got the pink bottle. Pink bottle. I don't know what kawai, whatever, but yeah, I got a pink bottle. It's Pride Month. Happy Pride.
Oh, yeah.
Men can wear pink as well. I love pink, actually. I think pink is a wonderful color.
Can I ask you a question, Jonathan? Can you define what is trading and what is gambling from your point of view? I think many viewers could be like a benefit from it, especially.
Okay, did they?
Prop firm format. Yeah.
Roman, did they hear your voice?
Yes, they did. I've switched.
Oh, nice. Yes, I can define that. So, okay, so, gambling. I mean, there's different ways of gambling, right? You can gamble because of entertainment, or you can gamble because you're basically addicted to addicted to random rewards. So, being addicted to random rewards is, where you take a bet and you're not really sure about the outcome of that bet, and you get excited about the outcome potentially being something big, right? And that's gambling, right? You're gambling on, you know, that there's an unsure outcome, and you're not really sure what that outcome is about. And trading is very much the same thing in a sense. You take a trade and you're not really sure what the outcome is, right? And that's what a lot of beginner traders do. They jump into a trade and they're not really sure what the outcome of that trade is going to be. So they get excited. They get excited for entering the trade, and that, you know, increases their level of dopamine, increases their level of adrenaline, and they get a rush. They get a nice feeling that the anticipation of what the outcome might be. It's like when you're doing drugs, so you're drinking alcohol or whatever. Just the thought of doing it gets you excited, right? And then when you're actually done it, it's not really as fun, you know what I mean? Like, it's more the thought about doing it. It's like, oh shit, that kind of kicks the brain, you know. And that's why gambling and trading is very much alike. But when you're trading from a professional viewpoint, you're not thinking about what's happening with this individual trade. You're thinking about what happens with this individual setup if I take it 200 times. You know, the law of big numbers, what's going to happen long term. So the difference between a gambler's mindset and a professional mindset is that a professional always thinks about risk first and always thinks about preserving the capital. They don't think about the outcome of one individual trade, because they know that one individual trade is nothing to do with the previous trade, right? So trading is about building a system that has predictable results long term. Gambling is about being excited because the outcome is unpredictable. You have no idea what the outcome will be, and that's why it's exciting, right? Okay, that makes I think that's how I would explain the two differences.
Hey guys.
Hello, Anastasia.
Hey guys, hey Anastasia, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm great. How was you were in London for the Prop Firm Expo? How was that?
I was. It was really good. It was fun.
Nice. And you met the Tradeify team.
I did meet the Tradeify team as well. Yeah, I did give a workshop there too. So it was actually it was exciting.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it was really exciting. The team is amazing. So I'm really looking forward to the next ones. You guys should have been there. Why are you not there?
I don't like stuff like that. I like my basement, you know. I like my basement. I like going out, picking my potatoes, looking at my strawberries.
You can pick up your potatoes and look at your strawberries every single other day. Come on, sometimes you need some excitement. Meet people.
Dude, I hate the big city. Like I moved away from the city because I like all these people and all these gatherings, and everyone's like just so nice. Like it's yeah, no, you know what? I like it here. I like it here. If I yeah, maybe I could go there some year, but I don't know. I would like to meet the team though.
Exactly. You need to meet people, you need to meet a team. Come on, I also don't like it normally, you know, when I this is why I live in Marbella. You go out, you have 0 people around you, and London is just crazy. It's like 24 hours crazy. It never stops.
Like here where I live, the buses, they go like once every other hour or so. When I lived in Stockholm, you had like one every 10 minutes, and people they run around, go crazy, like it's the end of the world if they can't get to the tube or get to the bus in time. And I'm like, it's 5 to 10 minutes to the next one, relax, and there's just people just running around. I remember when I moved here to where I live now, I was so irritated on people. Like I was so frustrated because people were moving so slowly, everyone is just moving so slowly. But now I feel like it's just nice, it's nice. People are slow. I like that.
You getting older?
I I think I've always been like that, you know. I've always been like that, you know. I would always, you know, I'm the type of person who, like, you know, I would rather, okay, maybe not, but you know, I would rather go out just in the woods with the animals, like the wild animals,
Tiger, lion,
and to be with a lot of people, you know.
Guys, if you meet Jonathan next time on any expo, remember this moment when he said he would rather meet a wild animal than you guys on expo.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Honestly, every time I go to this kind of conventions, expos, and everything, I need a recovery afterwards. But
right.
You know, like I slept 4.5 hours on average the last 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. And on Sunday after the workshop, I slept 11 hours straight. I didn't even know I can. Wow. I didn't know it's possible. And it felt amazing. It was amazing. I'm like a new human. Look, I'm smiling. I'm happy.
Oh, that's crazy. 11 hours. You know, when I sleep in 11 hours, I feel like a zombie. I can't sleep more than like 7 hours. If I sleep more than 7 hours, it has like the reverse effect on me. What are you drinking a paper cup for? Where's your Tradeify bottle?
It's actually, I even ordered the Tradeify cup. It arrived, but Spanish delivery always delivers it somewhere else. So it's somewhere around the area. I need to now have a quest to go and find the package.
Yeah, it's like Spanish delivery service. It's like you take a package and you give it to some random Spanish person. You just hope it's going to get to the right place.
Spanish delivery is that they call you and they can say, we cannot find an address because Google Maps is not the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they leave it somewhere else.
Yep.
Yeah. What are you guys trading today?
Well, we're just looking at. I'm looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum. Is looking at a potential longs here. Not really sure when that's gonna happen though.
Not today.
I'm looking at GU as well. Actually, I think GBP USD is a long. But like it. But that's obviously not crypto.
Yeah. No.
Jonathan, I have a question related to the Forex volume stuff. You said that it is not aggregated. So isn't there any platform for Forex people to have the data of every single, aggregated and stuff like we have for MMT crypto?
Probably is. But tick volume is actually there's been a lot of research on this, and tick volume in Forex is actually as long as it's 1 hour or above, it's very accurate when compared to. So they've done tests on, like, you look at EURUSD and then you compare EURUSD volume on a specific exchange, you compare it to a lot of other exchanges, and then you compare it to the futures contract, and they've seen that as long as on the 1 hour or above, and tick volume is actually quite accurate. So you can use volume in Forex as long as you're aware of the potential issues. But I actually haven't seen aggregated volume on Forex. I've actually thought about creating an indicator that holds volume from all the biggest brokerage, but I have to look into that.
Okay.
Because that's one of the major weaknesses of Forex.
Yeah.
Is the fact that it's decentralized and there's no. I mean, crypto is also decentralized, but because of the fact that it's using blockchain, everything's on the ledger. So the volume, it's all there.
So have you tried the CME Forex data of 6B on the higher time frame?
So the futures contract, you mean?
Yeah. 6B.
Yeah, but the thing is that there's no futures contract for like all of the Forex markets, right?
Yeah.
And I look at 40 different Forex pairs, and I want to make sure that I have the same type of analysis on all of these pairs, but there should be a way to aggregate volume across different different brokers. Should be. Okay.
Oh no, Roman, I can't hear Anastasia. She's saying something.
No, it's my fault.
Oh, okay.
Apparently by accident I turned off my mic. I was saying that there is a way to look at the aggregated quotes of crypto, but I don't remember how I need to look at it. I'll check it after.
Yeah. I'm more focused on the audio between two of us and the mic, because we did some testing, and if I can't hear you, then I'll be in problem. Okay. Oh, so Thorjack is saying Jonathan and me is very same alike. The only difference is I'm still not profitable.
But yeah, what is profitable though? Like, I'm sure you're profitable sometimes. I'm also not profitable all the time, you know, especially not with prop firms. Like with prop firms, I buy accounts and then I lose them, and I buy new accounts. So
you keep it alive. You're contributing to the industry.
Yeah, right. I gotta do my part. I mean, with prop firms, you have to kind of measure profitability in different ways than in actual trading. But you know, I've been profitable. I've been unprofitable as well. But I would say net, I am profitable. But I wouldn't say that I'm profitable by a huge margin. I'm not I wouldn't say, like, I always say that I'm a better analyst than I am a trader. And I know a couple of years ago, I think like two years ago, I was running a trading program where I had a group of people where I was teaching the system that I was trading at the time. And I remember back then I had a funded account with a prop firm, and then I lost that one, and then I had issues getting a new one. But a lot of the people that I was helping in that program started getting funded and making a lot of money, and at some point they were trading better than I was, because they followed the system that I taught them, and then I didn't follow the system the way I taught it, right? So they actually started trading better than I was doing, right? So it's kind of like this situation where I taught one guy, and he's now an influencer, right? And he's just making probably more money from trading than I am, right? So I wouldn't say that I'm like a super profitable, wealthy trader, but definitely living a decent life from trading. But I'd like to make a couple of million more.
Good, full stuff.
Trading is difficult, you know. It really is. It has so many ups and downs.
Yeah, now should be good. It is down. It is a lot down.
Wild Dude says it was sad. What's sad about that? Was that sad? That was not meant to be. That was not meant to be sad. It was just meant to be realistic. Because I actually think that's the reality of a lot of traders. because on social media you see, I mean, it's very rare for someone in this industry to be profitable long term, right? Without having a lot of ups and downs, right? So most of the influencers out there, first of all, if you find someone on social media that has like a big following, they're influencers, right? So they're not just traders. It's very rare, and some of the best traders and the biggest traders, the ones who are long-term consistent profitable, you haven't heard about them, right? Because they are trading. They're busy trading, and they're busy focusing on their trading and building their career in trading. So it's very, but even these people, you ask someone who's been in the industry for like 20 years, they're not going to tell you that they've been profitable all the time throughout those 20 years. Some of the biggest, most legendary traders out there, they have gone from being broke to being rich, back to broke and back to rich multiple times. And that goes for some of the absolute biggest traders out there.
Yeah, but you cannot stay profitable all the time, right? It depends on, and most of the time it doesn't depend on us only. It depends on so many multiple different factors that it's not in our control even. In our control is to survive the periods of when we are not profitable and the edge is just not performing the way it was performing before, and make sure that when the volatility gets back to normal, you still have money to trade with, I think. And also this is what actually the workshop was about, like that I was given, like how people lose the funded accounts mainly in challenges, it's like, it's a lot to it, but essentially if you don't know ins and out of your own trading system, because a lot of people know the trading system, but they don't have the answers like to the details, to what they need to adjust if their variables in the market change. Like what is going to happen if, for example, the volatility changes or liquidity changes, or the periods of time, like the price behavior shifts, or the timing, for example, of your market, of your trading, right? Maybe it's going to be different hours, maybe it's going to be different days, but if you don't know what to adjust, because you've just learned the trading system from someone without actually in depth making your own research, why the price is reacting the way it is, and why is the system actually working, and why is it profitable and why is it not profitable at times, then you will not have the power to adjust it when the time comes and when you need to be able to shift certain things to make the edge be working again.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, that's super important.
And I think scalping is something which is the toughest thing which I got to know after I started scalping. And there were some sessions where I make a lot of money for a few months, and some months where I blow accounts constantly during that session, trading an entire year, and the same data would not repeat for the new year. That will change many times, and that's what I'm really trying to maintain being a scalper, and that's the toughest part. But getting used to it day by day.
yeah.
But still it's eating a lot of blood on the lower time.
Did you say eating a lot of blood?
Drinking.
Okay, drinking. Right.
Maybe absorbing, yeah. See, I'm saying absorbing. Being a wonderful trader.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we're gonna get some good. I think we have a good potential long here on both Bitcoin and Ethereum if we can get a decent breakout here. But it's probably going to be a while until we actually have that breakout.
I just been ranging all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing on the forehand.
We have the dollar currency index here. This is a chart that I've been watching for a long time now. I think it's been about a year since I first through this and been talking about how we're looking at a potential bottom here for the dollar. Now, we could talk about the fundamental picture or the macro picture, why maybe this is not the case. But from a technical perspective, it very much looks like the US dollar could be potentially putting in a long-term bottom here. And if we compare this with Bitcoin, let's see. So this is the dollar currency index. We're going to put that to a log scale, and then we're going to be adding Bitcoin. And we're going to be adding that as a log as well. Let's make that orange. Now, there is, of course, a very clear correlation between risk assets and the dollar. Which, of course, when there's a bull market, people want to be in risk assets. When there's a bear market, people want to be in more secure assets like the dollar, and that's kind of like the basics of this relationship. So you can see here in orange that whenever Bitcoin tops out or whenever the dollar bottoms out, you tend to have a bottom and a top in each of these, which aligns relatively nicely here with the top in Bitcoin and the low here on the dollar, which also tells us that if this relationship is going to continue to play out, we might see the beginning of a much larger move on Bitcoin, and maybe even see that 70 or maybe even 80% move to the downside on Bitcoin, and that would follow the lines that we've put out here. And I'm thinking if it happens, I wouldn't be surprised to see a low on Bitcoin around like somewhere between 40 and 30, maybe even lower, but I'm thinking between 40 and 30 is a good level for a low on Bitcoin. Timing wise,
40K.
Yeah, 30 to 40.
The next bottom on Bitcoin?
Yeah. I mean, 80% to the downside would be 25. I mean, you gotta understand, like Bitcoin is basically dead. I mean, and this is the first time saying that, because in the last bear market, the Bitcoin was still exciting, but Bitcoin, we didn't have AI in 2023. Mm-hmm. We only really had blockchain technology as the biggest and most promising technology in finance. Now we have AI, and AI is kind of like engulfing blockchain, and blockchain is now so much more than Bitcoin. So the promise of Bitcoin is like AI plus blockchain is, I believe, going to take up a lot of that promise. So I don't think I think there's not a lot of interest in Bitcoin, and I don't think we're close to a bear market bottom. So yeah, I think the drop can be quite massive. What do you think, Ayush? If you had to say a level, what level would you say would be a low on Bitcoin?
On the monthly, I feel we have this. If I see it, looking at the technical perspective, I can see the price is at the support level on this wick. So if we somehow manage to close lower, so we can easily reach 49 level, and there is no other swing low for me to look at. So expecting we might see the bottom at this price level. So yeah, closing lower this monthly support, we can easily go till we can easily take this swing low on the monthly which is at the 49, and then expecting the bottom to be at the 40k, somewhere around here, because we have assuming that we have good amount of volume got traded in this zone. So yeah,
that makes sense. Guys, I gotta jump in a meeting, so
Yep.
I'll have to jump off.
bye bye.
Okay,
Bye, Jonathan. See you.
see you guys. Take care.
Bye bye.
care.
Take care. Okay, going back to gold.
Yeah. Back and go.
So yeah, what you're looking at, Anastasia, on the gold? It's
I was
just
waiting for this question. Actually, I was looking for sales and I closed it because I had a flight from London. I literally came like from the airport here.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I was literally like on the way from the airport. So I couldn't, I was in a short, I needed to close it because I was taking off and they didn't have Wi-Fi on this plane. And it would drop normally because I was short in this like last 4-hour candle.
Yeah.
And now on this 30 minutes, there is,
Screen, yeah.
sorry?
Your screen share.
Ah, sorry. Like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was literally from the airport and I was short in this 4-hour candle here. So it would hit my target. But now I'm expecting, well, I'm sitting on the sidelines because on the 30-minute time frame, I see the continuation more further down. On the 4-hour at the moment, I do see the possibility we're going to pull back higher because if you look at the volume distribution over from the highs, from the lows to where we are right now, the majority of the volume was at 40.49. So 40.50 somewhere, which is a point of control of this level as well. So we do have the rejection from here to here. The price tested the same level from the other side. So on the 4-hour, which is my priority, I would expect the price to continue back higher, approximately to 40.84, maybe even more up. On this 30-minute time frame, on the other hand, the majority of the volume is now above the price.
Yeah.
So we are rejecting this volume accumulation here, which was also something that the price was reacting to earlier. So let me just make it a little bit darker. So it's this zone here that we were reacting at as well. We had a reaction before, and the same zone was being tested previously from gold as well. We had majority of the volume coming in here every single time when the price was touching upon the zone, trying to break through it. So on the 30 minutes, I would be expecting the continuation further down, but I do not like how the 4-hour candle is quite strong above the point of control of all of this movement. So again, the point of control is right here. So for now, it's double, and I think I'm gonna wait because I don't see anything clear. If the price would break through this zone here and we would close above 40.75, I will probably go long. On the other hand, in 4-hour candle, if it would be able to close below the point of control, let's say with a big wick to the upside, and then starting dropping, then I would probably short gold again. But at the moment, I am not sure. What are you looking at yourself?
I took a short on the London session and the lower time frame, but by looking at the higher time frame, I actually have no idea because the volume profile is a D shape. You know, like when we have a D shape volume profile, it's not clear where the market's gonna head towards. Also, I agree that price is actually above the point of control, but the short I took was at this consolidation area. You can see at the 349. So we had a lot of sell limit in this area in the book map, and you can see on the footprint, a lot of aggressive buyers were coming in this area but failed to close above this zone. So I was expecting price might reverse. So I took a short below this volume bubble at the 41 at here and closed it at this low, which was 1:1 quick scalp on the gold, and it fell more lower. And yeah, so that was a trade. It was slow, but yeah, that was the scalp on the 5-minute on the gold. Because like I've gotten enough confirmation using volume profile, like price will always somehow go back to the consolidation area of the, if you look on the left, even if you don't really use, let's say, volume profile, it's just consolidation and some confirmation and aggressive players coming in the market. That's where we really get a edge that plays off. So I was mostly active on the trading view today. I was just on the 5 minute. Where is it? Yeah, at this price level, I was expecting that, and what it was below the opening of the candle as well. As you know, I use the wicks of this candle as the supply demand. So the previous 1 hour candle closed, both sides rejected, you can see, and the next one opened high, failed to close above the resistance, and closed back below on the 5 minute. That's where I went short. So I used this 1 hour previous candle as wick as supply zone, and shorted it using the normal price action. But even if you look at right now, the thing which I use is the wicks. So obviously I like to align it with the volume profile and stuff, but you can see the support turning into resistance, and the price is again getting rejected at this place, and we have this low volume high, or also you can see the edge of the high volume node, and also the daily VWAP below whatever there is. I will look for shorts. So this was another, opportunity for scalp buyers getting weaker. You can see this delta profile on the right. So yeah, that's my view on the gold. But today it was like a very slow session on the gold on the lower time frame as well. Very confusing, but yeah, somehow made it out. Asia was in range and came back lower and went again back to the consolidation area at the point of control, and then had a good shot.
Yeah, we did, which I missed.
Yeah,
it's now dropping again, but I'm not convinced yet to enter shorts, so I'm gonna be waiting. It's only because of this 4 hour point of control that I really don't want to take a short, to be fairly honest. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I would probably be already in the position so far. But for Bitcoin also, regarding the 40K or something, I don't know. I'm waiting for the 55 first, I'd say. If it's gonna load more data, of course, for me. Still not. Oh, while this is loading, for me, like, this is untradeable. Like this, I'm not trading this. Mm-hmm. Completely. We do have the NFP today, this week, no?
Yeah.
It's gonna be NFP. The first is Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, we do have the NFP on Friday. So chances are we're gonna be in the range majority of the week as well for the high risk assets. I was looking for NQ and S&P 500 too. So this is something I was looking at last week for the price to test the point of control of the last months and then go further up, which it did. And now I'm waiting for the price to actually come back here to test this area and maybe take a long again between approximately 74.50 and 74.34 for ES. I do want to get the reaction first because obviously it's a market opening, so the first 30 minutes is not something I really trust. But in general, in this area, I'm waiting for the bullish reaction overall. So when I see the price bouncing back, I'm higher from here.
We have White saying no edge present, everything is neutral, kind of mid big range. Summer market. Yeah, summer market are mostly like this. And very good use of the emoji, and I don't know how you made it. Looks cool. Robot saying Tradeify should be the first to launch sideways trades. not up or not down, but sideways. That's what I do on the lower time frame. Yet, like, even though it's sideways on the lower time frame, you can, if you're a scalper, or else on the higher time frame, I agree that there is not much to do on the gold. But it's just it's like I always like to make it stupid simple with using the wicks and stuff. It's many times I see the rejection zones and use wicks. If I have no order flow access, maybe I'm not at my house, or maybe I'm using my phone just to analyze what's happening, because the data you see on the trading view is not real. It's stick based, not the order based, but candles. After spending a lot of time, candles actually gives me an idea that where I should be careful, or maybe close my trades and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I think after some time of looking at the same price behavior again and again and again, you kind of start noticing the same things without actually looking at the volume, but still some of the things you will never be able to guess, right? And analyze properly. That's why we need like tools to give us this information.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times the problem for traders is just the lack of information about what's actually happening in the market. We try to guess and we try to explain it with like pretty words and a lot of different strategies. But after all, no matter how you call it, if you don't see it actually what is happening, don't see it with your own eyes, then it's still guessing to the certain degree.
Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, it's tool for us. And then it's something which is like a heavy sword, which feels very heavy in the beginning, and then you swing really easily when it's in your routine, you know. In the beginning, it's like what it is, but now it's like looking at the market structure and candles and give you enough idea that many times I don't even use volume profile. I just look at the range and look at the market structure and just mark some areas and trade accordingly. That's why I use this higher time frame wicks. And that works. I mean, do you know Anastasiia on the internet? People who use, I'm not saying anything wrong about it, but people use the gamma and some levels which shows them the put and call supply demand zone aggregated to trading view.
Yeah, kind of.
And yeah, many times I see the same level which I'm looking at. Not always, but there are many times I see that, okay, I'm also looking at the same level. We also have liquidity, a lot of liquidity on the book map. We have low volume in that zone. So, so it's like the more you add, the worse it gets, to be honest. If someone is using if someone is trading, they're using volume profile, because volume profile and this stuff is the only strategy, or maybe tools, which have many complicated names and tools, which you think you should use every single one to be a good trader, then you're wrong. I mean, I have seen traders using just volume profile and doing crazy shit in the market. Some using only volume bubbles. And the OG of the order flow market is Fabio Valentini. I don't know what that guy is made of. He just trades the bubbles and the structure. I still can't understand the way he looks at the market, but absolutely stunning. I can't really trade the way he trades, just looking at the bubbles and the candles. Even though he's explaining stuff, like he'll say, I'm buying at XYZ area, now it will shoot. And it shoots many times. I've seen his video on the YouTube. It's absolutely fire. So yeah, no matter whatever you use, it's just you have to practice enough that you swing it like it's nothing. Even though it's candle or maybe trading view. So it's not tools, but it's time always.
Yeah. I'm looking at Bitcoin now. It finally loaded the data. So if you look at the 4 hours, the last time when the price was below 60, like 55,000, let's say. So if you look at the area, it was pretty much ranging. So if you place a volume profile over it, it is going to allow us to pretty much determine more or less the area of rejection that we might be expecting the price to reach. If it's going to be loading, of course. If it's not going to be loading, then sure not. Yeah, yes, like this. It's better.
Yeah.
So approximately 69.8 to 59, which is the price is already at the bottom of it. So if the price will be able to break through the value area low of this range, which is still holding at the moment right now, then we are probably going much further down. Let's say to 53.8 to the previous low for 49. So I'd say this would be my next area I would be expecting. So 53 to 49,000 on the Bitcoin on the midterm, because we tested this value area low several times already. We tested it one time, second time. Now the price is on the edge again. And it's usually when the price comes back to the same area and it's like hanging there, it's usually because it's accumulated volume for breaking through the zone. So this is exactly the type of behavior we see. The sellers already were trying, they failed. Buyers were still trying to push the price higher. Now this doesn't look bullish to me at all if you consider the fact that we are at the low, at the value area low, and we tested this zone so many times before. So I would be looking for short on Bitcoin, actually, maybe even from the current levels.
Oh, so like if you want to go short on the higher time frame, where you'll put your stop at?
Sorry?
Where you'll put your stop loss?
I didn't see it yet. Wait, I'm gonna look at it now. But probably because it would be a swing position, right? It wouldn't be. Yeah, I would be waiting for the price to reach 53.8. So up at least maybe 49. So I would be probably placing my stop loss around 62,000 for the swing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we have Ponyo, Miss Ponyo saying BTC looks like the same as the 74K range before we lost it. Maybe this time we push up first. I think as Anastasia said, I think I can't see any key level to just push price higher again back in the zone and then go lower. It's like if we somehow manage to close lower on the Bitcoin on the 4 hour, then I think it can easily continue going lower. Obviously not today, but the range is something which, I mean, price is always like failing to close above this high at the 60K 663. So I feel closing lower 59,214 will give us a good push lower. The same chart you guys can see on our chart, and easily going towards 53,000. That's my view. I'm not assuming that we'll have another great bullish pullback and then lower.
I'm waiting for 53,800 approximately for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robot, his bubble shows where big orders are coming in and it reverses and traps traders. Also, someone was asking about the bubbles. Thought Jack is saying, I hate Axio, blown all my challenge account, I'm crying. That's what gold does to people who are just trying out.
Yeah, I did take a short on Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
But it is a swing short.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so I'm not really.
So your target is at 53,000?
Yeah, 53,800 for now. And then if you break it, then it's going to be 49. I'll see if the price is going to go further or not. And I took a very safe stop loss at 61.9K.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the range is actually gonna maybe hold buyers to go higher, and at the stop loss level there is a lot of resistance already. So I think that can be a good swing trade. But as you know, I am scared to be a swing trader. It kicks me my ass back if I try to do it. So I'm happy on the 1 minute chart.
You know, for me, I'm taking such a big stop loss as well for this position is because I'm not familiar 100% as, for example, with gold, with the volatility of Bitcoin on a daily basis. So I'm assuming that it might have a short squeeze, for example, to the upside and the stop run before going down. So since I'm not really familiar 100% with the size of the stop loss that I should be using on smaller timeframes, I decided to just take a super safe stop on this one, because of course if it would be gold it would be different, you know, even in the same exactly the same type of market behavior, stop would be completely somewhere else on gold. But since it's Bitcoin, I'll play it safe.
And I don't know, I think you it is falling at the after the market open. Good volume.
What? Bitcoin?
Yeah, on the 1 hour.
Bitcoin is fine. Yeah.
Let's see, I'm not assuming, yeah, as expected. Ethereum is not a good pair to go shorts because it is stronger, and you can clearly see the candles. On the Bitcoin, okay, I have to analyze it. The strength and weakness might change on the Ethereum as well, but by looking at the high time frame, we have not taken this low. On my chart, you guys can see. So on the high time frame, Ethereum is not a good pair to go shorts in because it's quietly stronger than the Bitcoin. So we had someone saying, "No way, I'm longing Sol right now." Sol. Oh, look at Sol. It's completely.
Well, I haven't looked at Sol, but if Bitcoin and Ethereum are dropping, I can barely imagine that Sol is going up.
Yeah. so be careful going longs.
Yeah.
On the weekly, yeah, same. It's very bad. Let's take a look at Hype, the Nasdaq of crypto.
In the chat, someone is saying, I think it will happen today, 58K. I hope. If it does, I'm going to be very happy. I'm going to be extremely happy if it does. 58 is going to be at the bottom of this range, and then my target is 53. So,
don't you think we need some aggressive news for that to happen today, tonight? Are you hiding something from you?
Do we really? Because any news from Iran, for example, again and manipulative, can send it back.
Yeah.
It's realistically it's dropping on the market opening, and now they're gonna again explain it as a fear run or something, you know. So I don't think necessarily in the current reality we need some massive news to send the price hundreds of ticks up or down.
We have Glenn saying I'm accidentally became a swing trader. Congrats. That's a really peaceful way of trading and analyzing trade, to be honest. Something which I can never do. Goroboro, swing is working for me, Loki. Yeah, we have 2 swing traders now. Oh, is there an update? Glenn saying Pakistan attack Afghanistan. So is something happening right now? Financial Juice should at least give me a notification then. There is no update on my phone. Looking at Hype, Hype is not hyping.
Hype is not hyping?
Look at the Fora, you know, it's more worse than the Bitcoin. And I think the people who trade Hype does not really care if you're trading on the lower time frame, because it's more like a pair which you can trade on the lower time frame with Tradeify crypto. It has really less commissions. I have traded it. It's super fast. It is super fast, and sometimes I feel like it's kind of gold on the lower time frame. So if I am on a 5-minute chart, I feel I'm trading gold on 1 minute. That's the volume we have here, and then the Hype.
Kind of want to take a short on gold, but it's It's testing exactly the same zone again. There's a point of control here for upwards movement, and I'm not sure, so I'm gonna skip that.
So you're waiting for to close below point of control then.
I'm gonna safely wait until the 4-hour candle closes to see where it closed, because if it closes below the point of control, I'm gonna probably short it with confirmation on this lower time frame footprint, 5 minutes or range XV charts. If we have more volume as well above at the same moment, then I will take a trade. But I do want to wait until the 4-hour candle closes, because if it closes back above the point of control, then better not.
Yeah.
Stay away from this.
So Anastasiia, I see that you are using the time-based volume on the chart, and I have a question. Like, do you use them like in your key levels? Like how I look at the time-based volume profile is, if you have, let's say, good volume in a candle, and that area is covered with a lot of institutional limit orders and stuff. So for me, it is like using for absorption more than just looking at the volume in the key levels. How do you use it when it comes to the time-based volume? Because previously I was using it indifferently. Now I use it very differently using the volume profile.
I use it to determine the spikes when, to see the unusual activity. Because the time-based volume, like a normal volume, it shows you that there was more interest in the spike of volatility in the specific area. For example, here you will see the big spike. Here there was a huge spike of volume. This is not a normal volume for gold on the 4-hour time frame. And the same spikes we will see sometimes on 30 minutes, sometimes on 5 minutes, sometimes on whatever. It helps me basically to determine something that is abnormal happening, in answering the question, when was something happening, and then when something is happening, you can place the volume profile, for example, over this one candle with a volume spike to determine where was the point of control, where was the value area, did the price close below or above the value area of this specific candle. And then you can also look at the footprint, obviously depending on the time frame. I'm not going to look at the footprint for the 4-hour candles, but for example, if we take the previous spikes, just a couple like this one, if I place my volume profile over this one candle, you will see that the price was holding this area as a support after all, because I did place my volume profile over it. There is a point of control. The price never went below the value area low. So the price did stay, it closed above the value area high, and it came back to test this area, which afterwards became a support. So that was my confirmation that the price is most likely not going to break this support and go further down at the moment, at least, The same if you take the other volume spike, which was here, we will also determine some of the areas for trading, So I have my analysis there. I don't want to delete it. So let's. So basically, this is what I use it for, in answering a question if something is happening, interesting or not. And then I can go on a different time frame. I can go look at the volume profile. I can go look at the footprint charts and answer the question what exactly was happening at this moment. So I use normal volume on different time frames. The same as, for example, now here on the 30 minute, we can see the volume spike on this one candle. So when the price was falling, we did have an abnormal volume, abnormal compared to the average, because the average was about 3,000 contracts during 30-minute time frame, and this was 5,000. So that was almost twice the average volume that was trading during this period of time. So I'm going to place my volume profile over this one candle. 1 second. The point of control of it is going to be here. So if now the next 30-minute candle closed below the point of control on the value area high of this candle, then it's also going to be the confirmation, extra confirmation for shorting, because this was the area that, 1 second, if we delete this one, this was the area that the price is now reacting towards. So since the price was not able to push through, it tried one time, it tried second time. Buyers were trying to push the price higher. They did fail. We look at the volume profile, the footprint charts on the 30-minute candle here. So this is a 30-minute candle footprint. We will see the P formation. We will see a lot of aggressive selling happening. And we see that the price absorbed those aggressive sellers, and the aggressive sellers has entered the market, right? Here the buyers were absorbed. They entered the market on the next candles. Buyers were absorbed on the top because the top of the footprint was blue, and the price started falling after this. So buyers activity trying to push the price through, buyers activity trying to push the price through, failing, sellers stepping in, starting to push the price down. If the price closes below the point of control in the value area high of the 30-minute candle, a volume spike, then it's extra confirmation for short. So something like this. And it's on different time frames. I use the same principle, for example, on 5-minute time frame, on 30 minutes, and on 4-hour time frame chart. The only where I'm not using it is a range XV charts, because it doesn't make any sense. Because it's not built on time.
So it's more like higher time frame candles with good volume. And that's really amazing way to approach it, because for me, I use it totally differently, but you wait for a candle with good volume on the high time frame, and then apply the volume profile, the high and low of the candle, and just analyze what's going to happen to the next candle. It's really amazing way, because what many times, if I talk about my old self, what I wait to do is, okay, we have volume, we need another candle to go higher with that volume in order to take a next trade. But in here, you're just analyzing that one single candle with good volume and predict what the another one, or maybe the range, is going to go higher or lower. It's like analyzing that volume of the candle that is actually true or fake, looking at the volume structure using volume profile. So that's the best way. I will use it on the high
and
candle.
also besides this, I also do use this the normal volume to see if the market is accepting specific move to the up or to the downside. Because, for example, if let me try to find an example. Like here, for example, we had low volume, so the price was dropping. Well, it's stuck in range, but it was also low volume. The price moved higher, and it was the first volume spike, this candle here. So when the next candle closed higher, I knew the interest is picking up. So the market participants are interested in this run to the upside, and they are supporting this upwards running of the price, because they are bringing more money to the market on this upwards movement. So by my logic, I will be expecting the continuation to the upside, at least for the specific period of time, for some period of time. And that was continuing for another, let's say, 300 ticks, at least from the point of control, depending if you're looking at the entrance around here or around here, but at least another 300 ticks up. Why? Because we didn't have any interest here. The price was consolidating. The volume was also ranging, so it was mostly stable, average around 3,000. And then on the first spike to the upside, new spike, we suddenly get 11,000 contracts. So, and the price closes extremely bullish. And the next 30-minute candle closes above the point of control on the value area high of this candle. So, of course, I'm going to be thinking that the market is accepting the upwards movement. They are interested in this. They're bringing more money. They're going to be supporting the movement to the upside for at least a bit. The price will continue. So that's also, and if, for example, on the other hand, we have a spike on the price, but the volume wasn't showing anything abnormal. So there was no much interest coming into the market, although the spike was happening. So it's a little bit, but not like something outstanding. Then I will know that most likely the market participants are not really interested in this movement. They're not really accepting this, let's say, higher prices of the asset can be also the other side, lower prices of the asset, right? Then I will know that the movement is less likely to continue, because it's going to be less pressure, less interest toward this direction on the market. And it doesn't need to be the prices increasing and volume is increasing. It can be the prices dropping and the volume is increasing. It's about the fact that when the volume increases, it means that more market participants are stepping in, bringing money to the market. So they're interested in this direction for this asset. So they're supporting this movement for this asset. It's like this kind of logic that I follow.
So what you just shared is might actually gonna be helpful for people who trade the breakout trades, the accumulation we have and the and just to be sure that the breakout we are having in the market is real or not. Is it going to continue or not? So let's say someone is trading the bullish flag or the bearish flag and we have sudden spike up or down. So if we use that candle using volume profile and understand the volume at the high and low of the candle, is really going to boost the accuracy if someone is trading the breakout strategy. Or maybe I've seen a lot of traders buying at the break of this previous swing high if market is bullish and selling at the previous swing low if market is bearish, scalping on the lower time frame. Many times price reverses and hits their stop loss. So if they apply volume profile where we have big spikes just to analyze if this break is real or not, can actually increase the accuracy if they're trading the strategy. So it's like saying, people say breakout traders are the worst. I've heard in the internet, and it's like really tough to trade, but using with proper tools, as Anastasiia explained, can be really great. And because I use the time-based volume profile differently than her, but this approach is actually really impressive. Something I can test on the lower time frame as well. But yeah, I will try it after session that how it goes on the lower time frame. So yeah, I think as a 5-minute time frame trader, I think I should use it on the 1 hour and then see how it goes.
For example, here, if we look at the continuation to the downside, obviously the trend is down, the price is dropping aggressively. Okay, people at some point start believing that the price is going to continue to go down. So how do I know when it's time to stop and when the price is likely to reverse? On this candle already, we had a lot of volume at the bottom.
Yeah.
So look how when the price was dropping, we first had more volume coming in, then less volume and less volume, which means that the movement to the downside was getting more exhausted. There was less volume coming into the market, less volume in general being traded. Then suddenly it started to increase, but it needs to have a context. We see that the majority of the volume was at the end of the candle. So the next candle still closes below it. So that still shows me the continuation to the downside for the next candle. And the next candle continues down, but not so far anymore, because at the bottom of this candle and in the week, we have lots of volume being coming into the market or exiting the market also. So it's about 19,000 contracts. And the price closes above this volume this time. So this is a sign that even if I entered, for example, short on the closure of this candle here, because the next candle closed, let's say, below the previous candle's volume, then even if I did enter the short, I'm going to move my stop loss to break even at least, because I know that the price was closing above the volume and this volume was probably the closure of the shorting trades or the buyers entering the new aggressive orders, depending. We need to look at the footprint for even more context and we can dive deeper. But the sole fact that there was an exhaustion of the movement to the downside, then a huge volume spikes, the price continued to go down and started to slow on this candle with majority of the volume being in the week, it's a sign for me of the bullish reversal. So then we have a huge spike of volume, and then again the price comes back to test the same area of this volume's candle. So if I take this spike of the volume, I take my volume profile, I place on it, it's going to determine me the point of control here and the value area low a little bit lower. So now if it's going to load. So once again here, yeah. So once again, I have my zone from which I'm going to be trading next time the price comes back to the area. So it's like a combination of multiple factors at once, and you can dive even deeper to then go down to the smaller time frames to see what was happening in the footprint, whether sellers closing their orders, or where there was aggressive buyers stepping in, for example. You can try to analyze these kind of things, and then even determine like a new entry point closer for the buy before the price actually comes back here, right? Already here you can try to take a buy in. It's like, but the context is happening for me from the volume overall, and then micro conclusions are already done by the volume profile and the footprint.
You just shared a strategy which can help traders to save themselves.
Yeah, it's actually the full trading strategy. In matter of fact, like you can dive even deeper, but even this, it's intraday trading strategy.
It is. We just have to spend some time and backtest it using the time-based volume profile and the volume profile. The specific candle, it's value high-low, works like a magic.
Yeah, you basically can, for every asset, you can test which kind of volume brings this kind of activity. Because for gold, let's say it's like around 10K and higher. On 30-minute time frame for Nasdaq is going to be different. On different time frame it's going to be different. So you can put even filters. On others you can put filters. It's going to filter out this specific volume. It's going to highlight this candle for you. You don't even need to look at it because it's going to be different color. So you can just like dive more into this and to create half automated strategy, which is going to be highlighting you specific zones. And then on the footprint, you do the same things. You highlight the specific clusters, candles, filter them out, and it's a ready-to-use trading system. Yeah. But someone in the chat, Tor Jack was saying, I don't understand anything you're saying. I'm so sorry.
She just shared the best way to use the high volume candle.
At least Ayush is understanding everything I'm saying. I'm glad.
Because I use it totally differently. I use for absorption and stuff, but never use it for the future trades as supply demand zone. So yeah.
Yeah, it's basically answering you the question, if something is happening, and if something, then what? Is it an acceptance of the movement? Is it picking up the interest? Is it decrease of the interest? Yeah. And then you can already look exactly where it's happening and who is trading or not, who is actually trading right now in the market. But it's like a first filter. Should I be even looking at this asset, or should I not be even looking at this asset? And should I continue to trade in this trend, or is the trend getting exhausted?
Yeah.
I see how Ayush is thinking. I can see it through the camera.
I think it's best, I never used it like the way you use it. For an intraday trader, or for a scalper, everything is good, because sometimes it gets really difficult to spot the supply demand zone, and that's a good way to use the volume spikes we have in the market as an art.
Yeah, it's just an extra filter, extra confirmation that you should look into this. Something interesting is happening, can bring you the interesting opportunity as well, or not. It's like an extra filter to see, should I or should I not trade right now, if putting it very simple for those in the chat.
Yeah. So it's time for us to take a leave after ending it with a very, best way we can. I think I have a lot of work for stream. I'm just waiting to run and just testing on chat. See you guys tomorrow with same energy and same thing, bringing up in the live stream and testing with you guys. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. We are very close to 2,000 subscribers. And anything, Anastasia, before we close?
I'm not gonna see you tomorrow. I'm gonna see you back on Wednesday. But yeah, I wish you a profitable trading day. If you guys are gonna do the testing of this, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know also, what you find out. And yeah, I wish you guys a profitable trading day ahead of you. I'll see you back Wednesday for more volume.
Bye-bye.
Brainstorming, brain breaking, brainstorming, however you want to call it. For everyone, it's gonna be something else. See you.